Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash. This is HquestFund, specifically today with the backdrop of a neoprene mat from the Maladoom game system to enhance our presentation of the modular terrain system from Dirt Cheap Dungeons known as the Owlbear set. This is, as always, 30% pre-consumer recycled materials and natural fibers, made injection molded plastic, no 3D prints here, adding beautiful scenery to your tabletop encounters, which has never been easier. With the modular terrain system, the stackable hills will give dimension and obstacles to a battlefield, while the included logs, stones, and scattered armor add life to whatever scene you design. This contains 30 stackable hill pieces, 24 boulders, 18 logs and stumps, and 100 pieces of armor. What do we mean by that? Well, let's check it out right here, right now. And by the way, all of this stuff goes back in its box so nicely because of the way that everything nests together. This looks like a really simple set at face value, right? We've got just hills that you can pull out and flip over, and that's our hill. These are going to go all across your battlefield. Before you click away, just in case green is so not your color, you can paint these. They are very paint friendly. They are made of the same stuff as all the other Dirt Cheap Dungeons materials. So you can apply whatever paint you want to this. And if you want to repaint it later and use acetone or isopropyl alcohol to wash the paint off, you can do that, which is, of course, one of the pros this has over its resin counterpart. It's also really strong. This is just strong plastic. You're not going to be able to bust this or break it with regular use. Give it 20 years, and I don't know, you might see some brittle. I don't think the company's been around for 20 years, so well, we've got some ways to go before we can see that. Now, at its core, this is 3 different hill sizes when they are fully assembled. You have your small hill, which is essentially a 2x3 in tile size, and it's pretty high up. And it's 2 pieces, stackable of course. They fit very well on top of each other. Now they're not going to slide off. They more kind of lock in place, but if you lift it off, you've got tiles on which your heroes can stand, or perhaps tiles on which your monsters can stand, because you're probably going to have monsters coming up over the hills firing arrows down on your heroes or casting spells. Maybe you'll have harpies come here to roost and then go out to hunt people. But right here in this 2-stack system, you have 3 different things. You have a hill that is low to the ground and is small. You have this hill, which is stand-onable, walkable, traversable. That's the word, Ash. And then you have this hill, which is a little bit taller than the small hill, not traversable. Okay, so 3 possibilities already. Next, we have the medium hill, and this set comes with several of these. And again, you have possibilities. You have this, which is 6 tiles now. You've got this, which is 4 tiles, I suppose, if you want it to be. And you have this, which is just non-traversable terrain. So 1, 2, 3 possibilities. You have a 4th possibility doing things this way, which adds a little bit of variation in your scenery, so you don't have to just keep using small hills, and it's not the same sculpt. It is not the same sculpt as the small hills. You have this possibility where you remove the top, and now you have something that's a lot taller but still traversable, and then you have the full size of the medium hill. This guy just keeps trying to get away from me. So with this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 possibilities right on your tabletop. The only reason I don't say 8 is because you can't really do this. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. All right, and then you have the large one. Again, there are no repeating scenery pieces here. The large does not contain any of the molded shapes from the medium or the small. And here we have this possibility, that possibility, this possibility, or perhaps this possibility, or this, and this, or this, or this, or this. You just have a lot of stuff you can do. So mathematically, how many possibilities are we looking at for new terrain on your board? 19. We have 19 unique pieces of scenery that you can now add to your wargaming system, your outdoor HeroQuest quest, and that's just in the hills alone. Apologies, I'm having a little bit of trouble snapping those guys together. All right, cool. Now, just in case you're throwing everything back in the box and you forget which set of hill belongs to small, medium, or large, everything is very helpfully printed, actually right in the plastic piece itself. So this belongs to the small, this belongs to the small. That's how you know they nest perfectly well. Our mediums have the same terms actually molded right into the plastic. So there's your mediums. Okay, and included with this set is a literal bag of rocks. That's right. Literally just rocks. Now, I'm kidding. They're plastic. They're not real rocks, but man, they look like real rocks. These are the boulders that are going to comprise the rocky parts of your scene. And we have two different colors. We have a light gray and a dark gray, and I want to show you the difference between them. Here you go. Both of them have their pros and cons. I mean, I guess there are no cons really. It's just whatever you feel like. Do you feel like having a more wet looking rock, or would you just call this a completely different rock? Or would you say that this is a rock that has been yet to be mined, and then this was the rock that's been mined? Or would you just remove it from the board? You have all kinds of options for rocks like this, but we have different sculpts. And I am a sucker for showing off the sculpts, so we actually have I'm going to call it small, medium, and large variation of the boulder. So we have 3 different sculpts in 2 different colors for 6 more unique pieces of terrain. And these you can also turn upside down, because I know sometimes out there in the wild, you'll encounter that. Maybe not this one. This one's a little bit too flat on the bottom. You could still encounter this, though. Doesn't matter. The monsters could also like have this stuff all put together like a barricade. But yeah, lots of new pieces of unique terrain with this. And then we'll move right into this. This is where the 100 pieces of armor claim comes in, and I don't quite like that because, I mean, while it's technically true, you're not getting 100 pieces, 100 different things that you can scatter. You're getting groups of armor. So now with this, we have 2 sculpts. We have a small and a large, and your small sculpts will look like this. Your large sculpts will look like this. Nothing on the bottom, but they're easy to store, and you know, I'm not mad at them for making the claim that you've got 100 pieces of armor. It's fine. Our scatter pieces can be used as decoration or even plot devices for your campaign, denoting treasure hoards or other points of interest on your map, and also doubling as covers for your players and NPCs, and I totally agree with that. So our card here with information talks about hill stacking and hill nesting, and then the scatter, and that's pretty much it. We do have logs as well. 8 more pieces of outside scenery now. We've got 4 different tree sculpts, 2 stumps, and 6 varying sized logs altogether. I'm curious about something. 1 second. No, these are not the right size logs to fit into your dark pine forest set trees, so you can't use these with those, at least not in the sense that you can make more trees with these. These must be doomed to scatter across your battlefield as fallen logs. Of course, there's nothing stopping you from making trees with your dark pine set and going ahead and adding trees into your outdoor set in conjunction with your hills, your plains, and all of that. You can do that stuff. That's fine. You don't even need my permission. I don't even know why I'm telling you that you can do it, but it looks good if you do it. It's fine. But here's why. Your dark pine set has slightly smaller pegs that will fit into the fittings of the bases and the tree leaf sets, and then the logs from the owlbear set do not. So that's that. Okay, so if you were wondering, you know now that you can't, so off you pop. Man, the rocks look really good with the trees from the dark pine set, which we are not reviewing in this episode. Yeah, if you stick around, maybe we'll combine the two for a bit of a collage scene, though. Because I mean, if you have this, if you like this, you're definitely gonna like that, right? If you like meadows, you're definitely gonna like forests. Included with the owlbear set is our flyer. Just lets us know what other stuff you can get. A catalog from Dirt Cheap Dungeons, including the Village of the Lost, the Mystic Flows, Lava and Waterways, the plot-twisting add-ons like the Lava Kit, the Jail Kit, the Summoner Kit, the Cavern set, the Castle Plus set, the Dungeon Plus set, the Terrain Plus set, which we are looking at now. Kind of all there is to what's in the box, so let's put some hills out there and see what our ground floor camera looks like in action. Little pro tip here, we're going to grab a handful of rocks like this, and we're going to decide what side of the map should have like the falling rocks caution sign. Whoops. And then we're just going to drop them. And whatever lands on the map, that's how we're going to have our scatter for the rocks. Whatever lands off the map, we're going to try again. There we go. Feel free to turn them what you consider right side up at this point if you'd like. Okay, we'll do that again from this side, but this time not as high up. And yeah, that'll work. Okay, I don't really feel like there should have been a lot of trees in this area due to the background that I'm using, so it already clashes with the bright green rolling hills of peace. That said, I don't think there's anything wrong with having like a stack of logs piled up in one of the spots here. Okay, and then if we use our fallen soldiers' armor and weapons. You know, funny that they said armor when there are actually a lot of other arms in here, like weaponry. Okay, kind of use those as plot points if this is a quest instead of a battle map, and we'll have some here, and that'll kind of denote the start of the quest. You've got to make it to the other ones, maybe in a fixed order. I don't know yet. Maybe we're stealthing around the battlefield, trying not to get noticed by a larger party. We'll put the biggest one right there. It'll be past like this brick blockade, not brick, boulder. And this is kinda what we have to work with here. Okay, you know what? We can kind of do something with this. This isn't bad by any measure. This is fine. We can probably, we can quest this up. We can battlegrounds this. So maybe we change our scenery up a little bit and we do something with the Loki battle mats. This is a few sets combined. Obviously, we've got our Dark Pine Forest tree set combined with our Owlbear set. These are on Loki battle mats, the Wilderness editions specifically, which I know are hard to get. And we've got a little bit of cavern in the very back, the Goblin Cave set, just to establish a bit of a boundary so the heroes don't think that that's their goal. And I could have definitely put more cave walls along the side, sort of enveloping this entire lush, beautiful foresty area in this nice little conclave, private hidey hole. We've got some outdoor enemies here who are clearly in the hero's line of sight. Other enemies who may not be in the hero's line of sight until you decide they should be, because then they'll pop out of the tree or behind the tree and then be considered a threat, but I'd let them get the attack in first and then reveal them. Archers in outdoor areas are particularly dangerous. This is the party of goons your adventurers can see when they first enter the map, and of course the cave wall along the back establishing the physical boundary. And this place has ogres, and quite a few of them. This is somewhat a high-level adventure in that regard, so to speak. There's one little guest appearance here. I don't know if you've seen her yet. She's the wonderful Harpy from Altar Quest. The moving my arms around the scene has caused a couple of the trees to fall and a couple of tops to fall off of the mountains. I don't know where this one was. Whoopsie. We make an unstoppable team, you and I. I hit the foes from afar with my magic. And then I gives them a whomp, so if you get up close. Oh, here I was just aiming at the druid. I didn't know the orc was a good guy, too. They told me an orc was coming, and I thought it would be a bard. Is it too late to surrender? You what, mate? Those ogres are definitely going to give us trouble. And I can't believe these idiots would be adventuring in ogre territory. I guess I'm going to have to help them out. Pretty bird lady. Pretty what? Looks like meat's back on the menu. Don't say it, don't say it. Oh no, it's just a reference. It looks like meat's back on the menu. Don't say it, don't say it. Oh, God forbid an ogre try to have a sense of humor around here. While I appreciate your attempt at non-tendentious humor, that particular mimetic behavior comes off as a bit pretentious, inflated, humbug, perhaps masquerading. One denotes it as queer or eccentric, clever or exceptional, but it is overused, obnoxious, and self-deprecating. Is anybody going to attack anybody? Oh, what about Freudian jokes? I think we can just rescue her and sneak past here. Well, I think satire is the highest form of comedy, and the most sincerest form of flattery. Kilowatt Gukko Poofy. Not the fart jokes. With a new guest in tow, our heroes finally get the power up they deserve and depart the Laughing Ogre Plains. I wonder why they call it that.